Big three are in Congress, and the Carpocalypse is among us. Wert from Jalopnik.com on the program today. Bienvenue.
Hi.
And you actually coined that term, so I'm not going to get sued for using it?
You'll probably still get sued.
Well, all right. I have you on video saying that. Well, damn it. All right. I'm Farah, and today we're talking about the big three. Are they going to get their money or not? You're watching Garage419.
This episode of Garage419 is brought to you by Valvoline's automotive series Under the Hood with Brandon and the Frog. Watch for new episodes at brandonandthefrog.com.
All right, Ray, last week we talked, the question of the week was to our audience out there full of really smart internet commenters, would they buy a car from a bankrupt car company? Would you?
I barely feel comfortable flying a bankrupt airline, much less buying a car from a bankrupt automaker.
Yeah, most people out there said that they would only buy one of the really good cars if it was really cheap. So ZR1s for 50 grand, no problem, but prices, at retail for average cars, not so much. So we've got these congressional hearings going on, and you're obviously an expert on this, right? You know everything about everything.
Obviously.
With Detroit. So let's go over the basics here. The big three need money. We all know this. It's been front page news for a while. They're asking the American people for it. And Congress, after their private jet fiasco, which was just a brilliant PR move on their part, they want them to submit a nice written plan saying, here's what we need and here's how we're going to get it back to you. So what's Congress looking for here?
Well, I think Congress is looking for three things. Number one is they want to see that there's a way to be able to cut costs at the not-so-big three to bring their costs in line with their foreign competitors.
Because they're burning at just an obscene amount of cash, right?
Yeah, well, it's not only the amount of money that they're burning right now, but they want to make sure that once this current credit crunch, as it's been dubbed, is over, that there's a way for them to actually have costs that are at a base level lower or at the same rate as the foreign automakers.
Okay, so that's step one.
That's number one.
Step two?
Step two is to have a realistic game plan for alternative energy vehicles. So they want to see hybrids, they want to see electrics, they want to see everything but fossil fuel based.
Yeah, I mean the Europeans are starting to focus on this clean diesel stuff, which I personally like, and the American plans all mention hybrids and electrics. Why are they leaning so hard towards hybrids and away from the clean diesel stuff?
Well, it's because it's what the simpletons in Congress know and understand. They see electric vehicles out, they see hybrids out there. They think they're all electric already. They have this belief that hybrids are the way of the future, despite the fact that they, still burn fossil fuels.
I mean, I was actually amazed when I drove around a Prius for a week how little of the time it was on all electric.
Right.
It was on running the gas motor a good amount of the time. Okay, so we've got alternative energy, and we've got reduced cash burn rate, and number three?
Number three is that Congress wants to make sure that they don't get bit in the ass. Can I say ass?
You can say ass. It's okay, yeah.
All right. They want to make sure that they don't get bit in the ass for giving them the money. So they want to make sure that there isn't any more flying around in corporate jets. They want to make sure that there aren't AIG-like trips to Aruba. And they want to make sure that that money's being spent in a way that isn't going to hinder their chance for re-election.
Right, okay. What's more important to them, not looking stupid or actually getting their money back in a reasonable period of time?
Absolutely not looking stupid.
All right, because if I was at the tail end of this Bush administration, I would probably want to keep looking stupid to a minimum as well. Yeah, and are they really just trying to kind of tide themselves over until Obama can step in and make a more firm plan? Is this just a temporary deal, or do they want permanent fixes right now?
It's a bridge loan. This is not a permanent fix. It's a way to be able to make it through until the adults come in and start playing.
And where do they really want this money to actually come from? Because I mean, they want like $34 billion. It doesn't look like they're going to get all that, but that money has to come out of some plan. So where's that going to come from?
Well, it's actually going to come out of the $25 billion that's been set aside for renewable energy vehicle technology.
Okay. Well, why would they not get the full 25 then?
Well, they're still going to get the full 25.
Oh, okay.
What the discussions that are being had right now between Congress and the White House, and not to get too far into details, are basically to use monies from that $25 billion that's been set aside as a bridge loan, replenish the funds,
and then set it for alternative energy later. All right, cool. When we come back on Garage419, we are going to talk about the big three individually and how their proposals address the Congressional hearings issues. Stick around.
Frog and I had a bet, I lost, and this is payback. By losing this bet, you've given me an opportunity to teach people about cars using the most tried and true method of all, primal urge. It's all about not being a severe driver. And sometimes we have to remind ourselves.
Sensitivity training.
You know, I demand a lot from my cars. I drive them on the highway, drive them on the racetrack. I even drive them in and out of New York City in the dead of winter with the top down. But I can do all that because I take care of my cars, you know, and if you take care of your car, it won't let you down. And sometimes, well, you gotta show your car a little love, just like Brandon the Frog do. Check out their latest episode of Under the Hood over at brandonandthefrog.com. While you're there, check out their last 3 car care episodes in their full-length glory. I'm gonna be there checking out their episodes, so I'll see you there.
So Ray, let's talk about the individual plans that these companies have brought to the table here, and your professional, because I'm not a professional, I just stand here and talk, your professional evaluation of the quality of their plans. GM is probably the most covered and important, so what did GM bring to the table here?
Well, I would have to say that GM laid out a pretty clear game plan, that they've got some small cars coming like the Chevy Cruze, as well as also the Chevy Volt.
Yeah.
That these are 2 vehicles that are going to be tremendously important to GM's bottom line, and that they are cars that Americans will want to buy with $3, $4 a gallon gas.
Okay. So did their plan address all the important issues there in terms of cost cutting, in terms of alternative fuel, and in terms of not making the congressman look stupid?
For the most part, their biggest issue that they had to deal with was that their sales projections for 2009, 2010, 2011 were a little bit optimistic.
Okay.
So we gave them a grade of a C minus.
All right, so C minus is, well, it's not so good.
No,
what about Ford? They're in a little better shape to begin with because they kind of leveraged their mortgages earlier than everyone else. So what are they looking at for the upcoming years?
Well, back when money was cheap, they did a really good job of leveraging and mortgaging themselves to the hilt to put everything, including the big blue oval, on the auction block if necessary in order to be able to raise cash. But they did a very good job with their projections. They did a very good job with providing a game plan for bringing over their European lineup.
That's a
small
good call,
cars.
by the way. They bringing the Euro stuff here.
Brilliant
I've been
call.
calling for that for years.
The Mondeo, the Fiesta, I mean, these are great vehicles that they really need to be producing here in the U.S. The new Euro Focus is awesome. So we gave them a B+.
Also, the only company to actually sell off all their jets. So I'll give them a point. I'll give them a point 4 there. And Chrysler, the only private company of the bunch. What do they really have to say?
We gave Chrysler kind of an incomplete.
Why?
One of our commenters, I think, said it best, that this was an open book test where they were allowed to bring whatever books they wanted to bring with them to the exam, and Chrysler brought crayons in a coloring book.
Well, so is it they're incompetent, or that they don't care, or that they don't want to share their information and their financials? What I mean,
I don't
why?
have the slightest idea why they put together a game plan that was so light on details. My guess is that they may have already let go everyone in their future product planning.
Oh, and
teams.
you think that's just it?
Yeah, I mean they did a great job with this kind of a dog and pony show on their electric vehicles, including the Chrysler minivan.
The EV minivan. If you haven't seen it, check out my LA Auto Show review episode where I did in fact call out Chrysler for putting EV on a gas car at the auto show.
It's like, pay no attention to the
Pay
full
no
engine
attention to
in
the
it.
exhaust coming out of the bumper. It's electric, I swear. It's bad. So we want to hear from you guys. Should the big 3 get their money? We want to know. I think they should if a couple of key people get fired. Ray, what do you think?
I think they should, and I think they need to get it quickly if we want to, stave off the Carpocalypse.
They should at least get the money.
Patent pending, trademarked.
Yeah. The Carpocalypse. Carpocalypse now in the house. Ray, thanks for being on the show, man.
Thanks for having me.
We'll check back with these guys next week, and we'll see if they got their dough. I'm Matt Farah, Garage419. Peace.